guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to talk about Scream 6, the next installment in the popular horror franchise. Are you ready to talk about this one?
I am, yeah. There's a lot to talk about.
We just saw it in the theaters last night. We did an instant reaction, so we're excited to get into this in our non-spoiler review. We're going to try to be as vague as possible, but look, if you haven't seen the movie yet, definitely go see the movie, because it doesn't matter. Like, I feel like anything that we could say about this movie could be seen as a spoiler. So definitely go see the movie. But look, before we get into talk about it, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already.
Like the video.
Like the video, like she said. And then if you have seen Scream 6, comment down below your thoughts on it, or let us know if you plan on seeing it in the theater soon, or if you're going to wait for it to come out, whatever you guys are going to do. But look, Scream 6, it's a movie starring Courtney Cox, of course, in these 6 Scream movies. She's the only one of the original cast that has come back for the 6th time and been in every single movie.
Yeah.
Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega. It's directed by, I'm not even going to try to pronounce their names. They're known as Radio Silence. They're like a directing collective, but they did the movie Ready or Not, and then, of course, the last Scream movies in 2022. So
that's cool.
Where do you want to start with this? Getting into your raw thoughts on Scream 6.
So I feel like the building to this movie, the anticipation to it coming out, like all the marketing and everything, I feel like was really good. You know, everybody was super excited to find out that this was going to take place in New York City. You know, just something totally different than the usual small town, murderings or whatever. And so I too was a part of that. I was very excited to see this happen in New York, and it just felt like there was a lot of potential. And I mean, I will say that overall I enjoyed this movie a lot. It was a lot of fun, but I definitely had some issues with it.
I like I said last night when we kind of did our instant reaction, I pretty much echo. We've talked about this. We pretty much have the same thoughts, I feel like. As far as New York, I mean, I was excited for New York. You know, there was those. I don't know if this was like an official poster or if it was like a fan made one, but you had Ghostface and like the classic like Jason Takes Manhattan poster like fused together. Mm-hmm. So it definitely was reminiscent of that. And I love Jason Takes Manhattan. That's one of my favorite Friday the 13th films, and they actually played that. Yeah. This could be a spoiler, guys. In the beginning of this movie, which I loved, it was on the TV in the opening segment. So. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it had a really good pace to it, and there's some things that I didn't like, though. I don't know. Let's get into, I guess, talk about the positives a little bit. What are some things that you really did like about the movie?
Yeah. So again, I feel like even though it wasn't super in your face that it was in New York, I still enjoyed just the different setting. In a big city. There were some, as part of, the opening, the iconic opening kill scene,
Every Scream has them.
Yeah, they incorporate, the whole city, what am I looking for?
The alleyways, the back alleyways and stuff.
Because, when they opened up with the scene without spoiling anything, I'm kind of like, how are they going to make this work? Because you're just so used to whoever answers the phone being home alone in a house or something like that. And so this was very, very much different. And I'm like, how's this going to work? So that was pretty cool.
Not the first Scream movie that was in public, because Scream 2 was I was trying to think about that. Was this the first one?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Scream 2 was in a movie theater, but most of them do take place at home.
Right,
in the beginning.
Yeah. So, that was, the whole setting was a big factor for me. There were, a lot of just cool scenes incorporating the city and everything. So the setting, and then I will say too, this time around, I wasn't the biggest fan of the new characters that we got last movie, but I will say that I enjoyed them a lot more.
The core 4.
And, I really thought that, the two sisters, I feel like that they were a good little sister duo.
Yeah. One thing I'll say too, and again, this could be deemed a spoiler. So again, I've warned you.
I like how you say no spoilers, and you've already
light spoilers, but this isn't even really a spoiler. Everybody and their mother knew Neve Campbell was not going to be in this movie, but again, some people could still be holding out hope that she was in the movie.
Yeah.
But I did not feel the absence of Neve Campbell at all.
No.
and I don't even think she really had a place in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. So I like the fact that she wasn't in the movie. And I do think that the two lead girls stepped up really well. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
in particular, I mean the
Sam.
Melissa Burrows
Sam.
was awesome in this movie. I thought she kind of outshined Jenna Ortega a little bit, to be honest.
No, she definitely did.
Which is kind of weird because Jenna Ortega is like everywhere and everybody loves her. But I thought they were both good, and I liked them both together. And I wasn't a huge fan of her in the last movie, so
Mm-hmm.
she definitely moved up for me in this movie. And yeah, I enjoyed everybody. The core four, I enjoyed them as a collective.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed this movie pretty much the whole way through. I thought it was very suspenseful. There was some legitimate like moments of terror and scares. It has a great pace. Like this movie doesn't let up, I feel like, at all. Like I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the movie and I missed one of the biggest scenes because I thought I
Yeah.
was safe.
Yeah.
So this movie
He's
doesn't.
like, I think this is a good time to go, and as soon as he gets up, it's like time to get into a real big scene. So.
It's like the biggest scene in the movie.
But that's what he gets for getting a beer. So.
Yeah, it happens. But yeah, a great pace. And up until, are you ready to talk about this, the finale, or do you want to talk about anything else positive that you liked?
Yeah, we can just get into it. Yeah.
Okay, so up until the last 20 to 30 minutes when they're doing the old ghost face reveal,
Mm-hmm.
and spoiler alert, there's a ghost face reveal in this movie. We're not going to tell you who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Everything starts to feel extremely formulaic again. Everything starts to feel like every other Scream movie again. And just going into the whole monologue about the killer, and it's all just so very formulaic, and I'm just tired of it.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I don't know if that bothers me so much. I just felt like this reveal just didn't really do anything for me.
Yeah,
It was just underwhelming. Um, I guess it made sense. I'm like, okay, like that makes sense or whatever. Like I can get
yeah,
the story that they're telling or whatever. But for me, it was just still kind of like I don't know. And there were so many like times in this movie where it just did not matter at all if you got stabbed.
yeah.
Like
That's a whole nother issue.
yeah, so many times people were getting stabbed and they would just, live to tell about it basically. Yeah. Like you would think somebody was dead and no, wait, they're not dead. They're still good. Kind of like
Plot armor like a mother in this movie.
yeah, so that was kind of strange. I don't know really what was going on with that.
Yeah.
And I will just say this too. I just like reflecting back on the last movie, not all of the Screams as a whole, but just, the last one since it connects with this one specifically. I feel like the kills in Scream 5 were better and like more creative than in this one. This one was definitely a lot more brutal, more gruesome, but I just didn't feel like they were necessarily that like creative, or not all of them like built the anticipation for me. I don't know. They just seemed kind of like rushed, and I don't know. They didn't work for me as well.
Yeah, I can understand that. And I mean, there's a couple of really great moments of tension and suspense. Like, I feel like there's way better suspense in this movie than there was Scream 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll agree with you, the kills in Scream 5 I think were better.
Yeah.
But yeah, the moments like on the subway, like that was incredible. Like that was an incredible sequence. But one thing I was going to say is going back to the killer reveal, you bring up a good question. Is it that it's the same old, or is it that I just didn't like the reveal? And the answer to that is I really don't know. Like I feel like they could have wrote a better reveal that would have resonated with me more, and I would have accepted the same old monologue.
Yeah.
But I think that the reveal was kind of weak. Yes, it made sense.
And it might just be part of it too, like it just wasn't delivered well. It definitely got a little cringy and just not good writing, like dialogue. It was just kind of like laughable a little bit. So that's always kind of takes you out of it a little bit because, if you're stopping to kind of laugh at a moment that you're not really supposed to be laughing in, like, that's not really a good thing. So
Yeah, for sure. But so we've covered all. We covered the core four. You want to talk about a few of like the what they call legacy characters for a little bit? How did you enjoy Courtney Cox in this movie?
She definitely got her time to shine, though.
Oh yeah, but arguably my favorite scene of the whole movie.
Yeah, it was a good scene.
Was her segment. So,
yeah.
But again, not going to get into too many.
And
spoilers
unfortunately, they show a lot in trailers, so.
That's why I try to steer clear of trailers at this
Yeah.
point. I guess the only other real legacy character we got is Kirby, Hayden Panettiere. Is that her name?
Yeah, she came back, and again, I feel like if you've seen one of the trailers, you're gonna know what her part is, which was kind of disappointing.
Really, they showed that in the trailer?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, damn.
So I don't know. I don't think we have to really say it though, right? Just in case no one's seen it.
We're going to do a whole spoiler stream and discussion on this because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, and I'm sure that you probably want to talk about as well.
Yeah, I mean, I thought she was fine. I didn't think she was great. And the way that she came back, or who she came back as, I wasn't completely like. I was kind of asking you, I'm like, is that like doable? Like,
yeah, you weren't completely
Yeah,
sold.
it seemed a little, but I hadn't realized how much time had passed, so.
Yeah, so I hadn't realized that Kirby, the character of Kirby, was such a fan favorite
Right,
until they announced her to come back, because I never really liked her in that movie.
Yeah, I mean.
I thought she was annoying.
Yeah, I didn't love her.
And I still think she's annoying, and Scream 4, to be honest, is, I don't know, probably my least favorite of this whole franchise. So I thought she was one of the most annoying characters in the movie. So to have her back, like, that wasn't really a selling point for me.
Right.
But yeah, everybody seems to love her. And but yeah, she was pretty bad in this though. For acting wise. Mm-hmm. And I think that I gave her a pass because I don't think she's been acting in a while.
Yeah.
I think she's been taking some time off. So, but yeah, she wasn't great.
Well, I heard it was her idea to come back, and she kind of pitched the idea to him.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't know. There's something that they could have done better with her to better utilize her, I think. But
I will just quickly say too, I feel like they did a decent job at kind of keeping you guessing who might be involved. If there's one, if there's two, if there's three, if there's four, what's going on. And again, I'm still undecided if I like the whole kind of self-awareness of being in a scary movie.
Yeah, it's in every single Scream movie, and that's another thing that's very formulaic and very tired, where they have to explain like the rules or whatever.
But has that been in every one of them though? I think a
variation of that has been in every one. Yeah.
Okay.
It's I could go through like who says it in each one.
Gotcha.
It was Jamie Kennedy and all in the first three, I think.
Okay. So I mean, it does align. Having what's her name? Mindy. Yeah, having her. Continue to carry that torch or whatever, but it's like so extreme with her that it can almost get annoying, in my opinion.
And I honestly liked her in the last one, and this was a character whereas in this one I liked her a little less.
Okay.
So I still thought she was charismatic or whatever and good. Mm-hmm. I just liked her a little bit less in this for whatever reason.
Yeah, I feel like she was a little bit more extreme.
Yeah, for sure.
With her,
but look, if you don't want to give any more thoughts, again, we have a lot of other stuff to say, but we'd be getting into spoiler stuff. Let's go ahead and give just our initial score for this movie. What would you rate this out of 5?
Yeah, I mean, even though I had issues with it, I still thought it was a lot of fun, and I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, you know what? I've been thinking about this for about a day because we saw it last night. And initially I was like, I want to give it a 3.5, but I really had a lot of fun with this movie for like the first hour and a half, and I still had fun with it even going into the end, even though I had a lot of problems. I have like 100 problems with this movie, but I still really liked it and had fun, which is kind of weird. So I'm with you. I'll give it a 4 out of a 5.
All right.
I think it's enjoyable. So yeah, that's our review of Scream 6. Like I said, we're going to do a spoiler stream on this and just crack it wide open and give you all the spoilers, probably Tuesday night for our Married with Media Live.
Yeah.
Be a good time for it. But I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Turn on those bell notifications and follow us on our social media accounts down below. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.